Are you stuck in suicidal singlehood? A term became popular recently, suicidal singlehood. It describes staying single without making effort to meet new people or making new connections, yet daydreaming about finding love. Not actively seeking a partner, yet expecting true love to find you. The result, a lifetime of being single, living out a lifetime of solitude. About suicidal singlehood, I also stumbled upon this funny take. Why are so many young folks losing their hair these days? Because you've been single for too long. Your brain thinks you've gone celibate, so it lets your hair just fall out. Ouch, right? So today I'll walk you through it. Some reasons behind suicidal singlehood. See if any of this sounds familiar. Plus, I'll share 3 tips from someone who's been there, hoping you're young enough to find love. It can help you ditch suicidal singlehood. If we can help a couple get together, Kate will make it happen. Optimized and shortened subtitle in the original subtitle language. If we help a couple get together, Kate will make it happen. Sound good? Why are you still stuck in the cycle of self-sabotaging singlehood? 1. Fear of falling in love. You lose yourself the moment you fall in love. A tendency to please others in relationships. Most of these people are well aware of their own flaws, so they avoid committing to any relationship altogether, afraid of losing control, making their partner the center of their world, while their partner has their own life. 2. An unapproachable demeanor, coupled with an avoidant personality. It's not really about being cold or distant. It's more about social anxiety or just being shy. Or maybe you're just the avoidant type. This often leaves you feeling lonely. You wish someone would reach out to you, but when someone does reach out, your first instinct is to pull away. So most people don't stick around for long. Still wanting love but being scared of it. You feel incredibly insecure. Seeing your friends all loved up, I can't help but feel envious. But the moment I imagine being in a relationship, I hesitate and pull back. You're afraid of getting hurt, and somehow you're convinced you'll end up hurt. For when it comes to emotions, logic trumps feelings. You're too rational, always overthinking. You know that love, something that demands a lot of time and energy, and you doubt your ability to control yourself. Once you fall in love, it will be a long-term commitment demanding everything you've got. You always think about being in a relationship subtitle. You always think about being in a relationship duration, 1.12 seconds. Means having to consider someone else's feelings and thoughts is just too much hassle. 2 completely different people. To truly connect, how many compromises you'd have to make. 5th, in one word, laziness. All talk, no action. Too lazy to go out, too lazy to even get ready. Too lazy to cultivate relationships. To grow your social circle. Just the thought of meeting someone new means giving up your time and what you enjoy. When you try to please someone, you feel uneasy as if your life is being disrupted. The lazier you are, the smaller your social circle becomes. If you don't make effort to socialize, just daydreaming about love, you'll just wait for others to pursue you, and the cycle keeps repeating. You don't really need help from others in daily life. You're too independent. You can cook. You can clean. You eat just enough for yourself. No one else goes hungry. As the saying goes, a man with muscular arms is either hitting the gym or living the single life. A woman strong to carry water bucket is either single or perpetually single. You rarely bother others. Meals are mostly ordered on your phone. You vent over drinks and entertain yourself. Nothing in daily life really challenges you. 7. You have a small social circle and don't actively expand it. In school, it's all about classes. After work, life becomes a monotonous back and forth. You wake up, go to work, and when the clock strikes, you're home. Back home, it's eat a binge, watching show or scrolling through Taobao. Sure, mundane, but it's your kind of mundane. But if someone dares to encroach on your binge, watching or online shopping time, they're dreaming. 8. Low EQ, a clueless guy who can't flirt. He's awkward, blunt, overly independent, and clueless about flirting or playing the field. He's practically living like a monk. Even a smile from a girl he barely knows would leave him tongue-tied. He's blunt, often cutting straight to the point, but he hits the mark. But life isn't a debate. If you leave someone speechless, they won't respect you. Over time, people start to see you as difficult to get along with. You keep all relationships at arm's length. People often say you're too picky and have high standards. You proclaim on social media you're ready to leave single life behind. You joke that you take anyone of the opposite sex if they're alive. Yet you can't find anyone around meeting your standards. And you're overly perceptive. If someone shows interest in you, you immediately create distance from them. You even give your behavior a noble name, better alone than in disorder. So your friends think this is why you're still single. Everyone says your standards are high, but when you think about what you've been doing, you can't even argue. 10. A smooth operator with words, but a total rookie in action. I know but it's useless when it's me. You're the go-to relationship expert among your friends. You give spot-on advice about your friends' love lives. You're full of topics and emojis when texting friends, but when it's your own love life, you turn into a total emotional mess. I've got a million flirty lines in my head but can't seem to say any. I know all these dating tricks, but none work when it counts. Number 10, I'm not looking for love, just to get rich. I don't want to think about it. You know what they say? Money talks and it's the base of everything. Do you have any idea how expensive dating can be? Forget about dinners and nights out for a second. Just think about 3 or 4 Valentine's Days yearly. Isn't that enough to keep couples busy? You can't skimp on gifts, right? Gotta treat them well. For guys, it's about buying lipstick and eyeshadow brands. Let's talk about the girl's soft and smooth skin. Doesn't she always make an effort to look her best for every date? A girl's makeup routine starts at 10 or 100. $1,000 bags and guys with perfectly styled hair. High quality clothes don't come cheap. It's all about the scent of luxury. Compared to these, the adult responsibilities are nothing. They're hardly worth mentioning. If it ever comes to marriage talks, dowry and betrothal gifts are things people get really picky about. It can easily ruin a relationship. Not good looking but picky about appearances. Some guys feel like they don't deserve to be single. Most of the time, it's not about looks. It's more about their own self-doubt or not really knowing themselves. If I can't be as good looking as Brother Hugh, how can I win over a goddess? If I'm not as amazing as Qian Song, what makes me think I can win the heart of an alien prince? Where's the logic? It's so simple and easy to get. It made me clap without even thinking. Back in I thought I couldn't find a girlfriend because others didn't have good taste. Now I realize it's my own poor judgment. It's hard to gauge my own attractiveness. Naturally, I just freeze up around someone I like. Tell I'm boring but always looking for someone interesting. But you have to be interesting. Why can you be so dull and still expect so much? 13. There are more important things than romance. Life is full of pressure. Education, career, self-improvement. Every single thing is race against time. Where would I find time to date? If I don't hustle, I'll fall behind. 14. Lack of responsibility. I don't want to take on responsibilities. Optimized and shortened subtitle in the original subtitle language. I don't want responsibilities. I can't even bring myself to own a pet. It's not that I dislike it, but the idea of taking on the responsibility of another life just overwhelms me. Responsibility can trap you. This free-spirited soul. In my taste, you're still struggling to accept this label. What do you think? Does that stink? Oh, Brother Kai, you're talking about me, aren't you? If you're feeling like what I just said, it's like looking in a mirror. Brother Kai has prepared something for you guys that can quickly boost your confidence. 15 ways to build a positive mindset. Many guys have gained confidence after watching this, confident in expressing themselves. Brother Kai has also put together mind map for it. If you want to after like and share, type in 999. Click the appreciate button in the bottom right corner and send Brother Kai 3 free virtual flowers. Brother Kai will see support. Then join fan group. I'll send it to you. Moving on. I'll share some advice from someone who's been there. I hope everyone comes to their senses before it's too late. Growing old alone. Get out there and explore. Now, they often blame their despair on being single. It's because your circle of opposite sex friends is small. Of course, a small circle of opposite sex friends isn't bad, but if your starting circle is small, your options will be even more limited, and your room for error will shrink. Take sales for instance. In a mall with no foot traffic, no matter how skilled you are at your job, you might still find it hard to make sales. But if you're in a busy area, you might not even need to push hard, and you'll still do well. And if you miss a couple of customers, it won't be a big deal. You have room for error. If you're in a mall with no customers, and the customer finally walks in, if you let them get away, you'd be devastated. The same goes for relationships. Whether two people click, it all boils down to whether your traits align with the other person's needs. If you don't know many of the opposite sex, you'll have less chance to find a good match. When you do meet someone, if you mess up in some way and fail to impress her, you're more likely to feel frustrated, creating a vicious cycle, omitting girls, and you'll be even less willing to approach. So now's the time to start reaching out to girls more. The more you interact, the more you'll see that you're actually pretty great. In this world, there are still plenty of people who like you. The real you is also worth loving, who truly admire and care for you. If you're stuck in suicidal singlehood, want to break free, then don't stay cooped up at home, sticking to your small circle. Go out and socialize more. When you meet someone you like, be proactive, get their contact info. If you're too shy to ask for the number, have a friend introduce you. What this will do for you isn't just about expanding your social circle, but also helps you understand what kind of and their trait, so you'll feel more confident in future social situations. Second, don't be too relaxed. Stop saying whatever happens, happens, or what's meant to be will be. It's time to ditch these passive attitudes. Take a good look at your age and look at the people around you. No one finds love or marriage by waiting for it to fall into their lap. To be honest, suicidal singlehood is just a joke to most people. But if you actually live by it, then you're being foolish. I bet most of you watching Kaij are over 25. And probably already out in the real world. If you're still taking a passive approach to relationships at this stage, you're really going to miss. If someone were genuinely interested in you, they would have already made a move. And even if someone is interested, your indifferent attitude might make you too passive to act. So at this age, you really need to prioritize relationships. Because women in this age group feel a sense of urgency in choosing a partner, so your chances are fleeting. Don't buy into the forever bachelor idea, or the belief that men get more attractive as they age. That's something only a few people experience. There's an ideal age range for marriage and dating. If you're still not interested in this, then keep waiting. As you get older, women will have more and more factors to consider. This is a harsh reality. So if you're still in your physical prime, and at your mental peak, it's already tough to attract women, and it'll only get tougher. Third, don't back down. When some guys meet a girl they like, forget about other things. They're too shy to even ask for her number. How do you expect things to progress acting like that? Of course, this is just a small example. Many guys, when hanging out with girls, they're too scared to do this. Oh, too scared. Scared every move. When they walk together, right? When the girl says she's scared of the dark, some guys want to hold her hand. Your hand was already mid-air, then you got shy. So you just grabbed her arm, like helping an old lady cross the street. Seriously, just go for her hand. Even if she says no after you hold her hand, just back off next time. We're not kids anymore. If you still hesitate around girls and can't even hold hands properly, you better be really handsome. Girls might find you endearing. But for most guys who ask, girls will just see you as spineless. What does being spineless really mean? It's about fearing to take responsibility for the consequences. The outcome of shirking responsibility. You imagine 100 ways it could go wrong. You end up paralyzed by fear of failure. This mindset will hold you back at work too. How can a girl trust you with her future? It's like you're on the brink of disaster. Right, a girl relying on you, a grown man, acting like a timid kid afraid of making mistakes. Then don't mess up next time. Guys, being bold doesn't mean just talking big. Don't be the creepy guy who gets too touchy right away. It's about being decisive. No doesn't mean becoming an overly selfish jerk. Being bold is about how you connect with her. Take action when the moment is right. Make her feel safe with you. Being decisive means when problems arise, you can steer her in the right direction. Show her she can rely on you. Listen up. Dating isn't like following a recipe. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before diving in. Think back to when you were a kid. If it weren't for your parents, they pushed you into school despite your protests and waited for you to be ready. You probably never have gotten there. When you graduated with no experience to speak of, if you hadn't pushed yourself to go to the interviews, you might never have landed a job you loved. Your boss hands you a new project to take on. If you wait until you're ready, can it still be called a new project once done? So many things in life. You can't always wait for perfect preparation before starting. We all grow up through trial and error. As Lu Zhen famously said, there were no paths in the world. Optimized and shortened subtitle in the original subtitle language. Originally, no paths existed in the world. But as more people walked, paths emerged. Everyone's life journey is taken one step at a time. Surprises often come when you set out in a hurry, right before your eyes. If you never step outside, no matter the size of the surprise, that's got nothing to do with you. Isn't that so? So for those who keep saying, I'll wait until I have enough for down payment. I'll wait until I make 20 grand a month. I'll wait until I slim down a bit, bro.
Don't be naive.
Hurry up and do it. What I'm saying is, you still need to handle your own stuff. There are girls out there. If someone messes up and lets her slip away, you won't get another chance like this. Whether it works or not, we gotta show our support, right? Don't back down. Let's step up and show some guts.